let's write out the formulas that you're going to need for this. Okay, basically there's 4 formulas that you're going to need. One of them is just a straight up memory thing, but here they are. And let's just write this up at the top. The angle sum is equal to n minus 2 times 180. What is the exterior angle sum? What do the exterior angles always add up to? It's always 360. And actually, I'm going to do this as just 3 formulas. Then if they ask you about each angle, that's going to be the sum divided by n. So those are the formulas that you need to know. And this one works whether they ask you for each exterior angle or each interior. You just have to put the sum, the correct sum on top, whether it's just the sum of the angles or the sum of the exterior angles. Okay? Now, we're going to use these to work backwards to find the number of sides. On last night's homework, you were using these ideas to find the measures of either individual angles or the sum of the angles. Here, they've asked us to find the number of sides. So, the sum of the angles of a polygon is 1,980. Find the number of sides of the polygon. All right, so we know that the angle sum, notice it didn't say exterior, so it's just the angle sum. The formula is n minus 2 times 180. It tells me the angle sum is 1,980, so I'm going to put that in the place of the angle sum. 1,980 is equal to n minus 2 times 180. You have 2 choices at this point. You can either distribute the 180 and then do it that way, or the way I do it, it takes 1 step less, and I'm super lazy, so that's the way I do it. Divide both sides by 180. The nice thing about this is that almost always you're going to be able to do this. Well, those are both divisible by 10, so it's 198 over 18. That makes the division easier. 18 goes into 198 11 times. So 11 is equal to n minus 2. Gerson, are you writing this down? So then to finish that, I'll simply add 2 to both sides. So this has 13 sides. Are there any questions about this problem? All right, let's look at this one. It says the measure of each exterior angle of a regular polygon is 12. How many sides does the polygon have? So we're looking for n. The formula for each angle is that each angle is equal to the sum divided by n. So each angle is equal to the sum divided by n. It tells me that each angle, that's how I knew I was supposed to be using this formula, because it says right here, each angle is 12. And we're talking about exterior angles. So how much is the sum? 360. It's always 360. So now I need to just solve this. If we put the 12 over 1 and cross multiply, 12 times n is 12n, and 1 times 360 is 360. So we'll divide both sides by 12, and we get that n is 30. So it has 30 sides. One last example, but this example I'm going to show you two different ways to do it, and I'm going to let you choose which way you want.
Can you scroll up real quick just for a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. All right, for this one, there's an algebra way to do it, and there's a way that if you think about a little geometry, you can do it a lot faster. I don't care which way you do it. So it says the measure of each angle. So I'm like, all right, as soon as it says each, I know I'm supposed to use the each formula. Each angle is the sum divided by n. Each angle is 150 degrees. Equals, now is this exterior like the last one was? No. And our other sum formula is n minus 2 times 180. I'm going to start off the same way I did on the last one. Put this over 1 and I'm going to cross multiply. So that's 150n is equal to n minus 2 times 180. For this problem, you have two choices at this point. You could divide both sides by 180, but that's going to give you a fraction over here, right? And most of you would rather not deal with fractions. I'm with you. If I can, have my choice between whole numbers and fractions, give me whole numbers every day. They're easier. They're more natural. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to distribute the 180. You can distribute from the back as well as from the front. So that's 150n is equal to 180 times n is 180n minus 2 times 180 is 360. Subtract 180n from both sides. So it's negative 30n is equal to negative 360. Divide both sides by negative 30. Again, it's nice that you can just cut off those zeros. You have n is equal to 12. So it's 12 sides. Now this is sort of the algebra way to do this. There is another way to do it that doesn't involve as much algebra, but it involves a little bit of thinking for geometry. So here's the idea. I'm not going to draw the whole polygon because I don't know how many sides there are. But I do know that it looks something like this, and that's 150 degrees. If I draw this out like this is now the exterior angle. What kind of angles are these two angles? Going back to something we've gone back to about 7 or 8 times now.
Linear.
Yeah, a linear what?
Pair.
Linear pair. So this is 30. So the exterior angle is 30. That actually makes the algebra a lot easier. Each angle is the sum over n. So 30 is equal to, and what's the sum of the exterior angles? 360. Isn't that easier than having that whole formula up there? Put that over 1 and cross multiply, and I'll get 30n is 360. Divide both sides by 30. And I get that n is equal to 12. You can do it either way. It doesn't matter to me. I think the second way is easier, but you do have to think a little bit first. You have to find the exterior angle. If you prefer to do it the first way, that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. They're both good mathematics. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you your worksheet, and you can get started on that.